بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
The origins of Yajuj and Majuj go far back in human history. They are mentioned in both the Quran and Hadith, described as wild, destructive people who spread corruption wherever they go. Their exact lineage is unknown, but some scholars believe they are from the descendants of Adam, making them humans, not mythical creatures. However, unlike ordinary people, they are immensely strong, numerous, and relentless, living in seclusion behind a great barrier. The Quran describes how Dhul Qarnayn, a righteous king, traveled across the world and encountered a people living in fear of Yajuj and Majuj's attacks. They begged him for help. Dhul Qarnayn, a great ruler with wisdom and power, decided to protect humanity from Yajuj and Majuj. In Surah Al-Kahf, 1894-98, Allah tells us, "They said, O Dhul Qarnayn, indeed Yajuj and Majuj are causing corruption in the land. Can we pay you to build a barrier between us and them?" Dhul Qarnayn agreed, but asked for no payment, saying his reward was with Allah alone. He instructed his men to build a massive wall made of iron and copper, sealing off Yajuj and Majuj behind it. The wall was so strong that no army, weapon, or force could break it. Dhul Qarnayn then declared, "This is a mercy from my Lord, but when the promise of my Lord comes, he will make it collapse, and Yajuj and Majuj will break through." Quran 1898. Though trapped, Yajuj and Majuj did not stop. Every day they claw at the wall, trying to escape, but by Allah's will, they never succeed until the appointed time. Before Yajuj and Majuj are released, the Prophet Muhammad foretold certain signs. Widespread corruption and immorality. Society will move far from Islamic teachings. Major wars and conflicts. The world will be in chaos, leading up to the Great War, Malhama. The arrival of Dajjal and Isa Dajjal will rule with deception, and Prophet Isa will return to defeat him. The weakening of the barrier, one day by Allah's decree, the wall will crumble. And when this happens, Yajuj and Majuj will flood into the world like a tidal wave of destruction. The appointed time arrives. After centuries of being trapped behind Dhul Qarnayn's wall, Yajuj and Majuj will finally escape. The Prophet Muhammad described their daily struggle. Every day they dig at the barrier, coming close to breaking through. But when night falls, they stop and say, "We will return tomorrow." By Allah's will, the wall restores itself, until one day they say, "We will return tomorrow, inshallah." And this time, the wall will not restore. Tirmidhi. This one phrase, inshallah, will mark the turning point, a divine decree from Allah. That very night, the barrier will weaken like never before. The wall collapses. As the sun rises, the final cracks spread across the structure. Suddenly, with a thunderous roar, the entire wall crumbles, sending shock waves across the land. A dark cloud of dust and debris fills the air. From behind the ruins, millions of figures begin to emerge. The chaos begins. Like an unstoppable flood, Yajuj and Majuj rush out, covering the land in every direction. They are ferocious, uncountable, and relentless, a terrifying force never seen before. Their hunger is insatiable. They devour everything in their path, from animals to crops, from rivers to lakes. They will drink the Sea of Galilee dry, a sign foretold by the Prophet Muhammad. One group of Yajuj and Majuj will pass by the lake and drink from it. The next group, arriving later, will see it completely empty and say, "Once there was water here." This will be the first sign of their unimaginable numbers. They will consume everything faster than nature can replenish it. Their arrogance. As they conquer the lands, they will believe nothing can stop them. Looking up at the sky, they will say, "We have conquered the earth. Now we will conquer the heavens." In their arrogance, they will shoot arrows toward the sky, and by Allah's test, the arrows will return covered in red, making them believe they have defeated even the skies. The world will fall into chaos, and no army, no force, and no weapon will be able to stop them. Humanity will face its greatest trial yet. As Yajuj and Majuj spread uncontrollably, Prophet Isa, who will have already defeated Dajjal, will now face this new, far greater trial. The believers seek shelter. Realizing that no army can fight Yajuj and Majuj, Isa will lead the believers to Mount Tur. This will be their last refuge, as no land will remain untouched. Supplies will run out quickly, and the believers will face severe hunger and thirst. One date will be more valuable than a mountain of gold, as even basic food will be scarce. The desperation of the believers. As the days pass, Yajuj and Majuj continue to consume the earth. The believers trapped on Mount Tur will have no way to fight back. With no hope left, they will turn to Allah in desperate prayer, crying out for His mercy. The Prophet said, their leader Isa and the believers will supplicate to Allah, and He will send a disease upon Yajuj and Majuj that will kill them instantly. Sahih Muslim. And then a miracle will occur. The sudden death of Yajuj and Majuj. A tiny worm or insect will appear, sent by Allah. It will spread like a plague, targeting only Yajuj and Majuj. Within one night, every last one of them will drop dead, their bodies piling up across the earth. The greatest trial mankind has ever faced will come to an abrupt end, but the devastation they leave behind will still be overwhelming. With Yajuj and Majuj wiped out, the earth will now be covered in their rotting corpses. The Prophet described this scene. By Allah, the entire earth will be filled with their foul smell. Muslim. The believers will once again turn to Allah, praying for relief. Allah's divine intervention. Allah will respond to their prayers by sending massive birds the size of camels. These birds will carry away the bodies of Yajuj and Majuj, throwing them into the sea. Then Allah will send a heavy rain that will wash away all traces of destruction, restoring the earth to its purest form. The earth restored. The world will become so fertile that a single pomegranate will feed an entire group of people. The land will be blessed once more, and peace will return to the earth. This marks the beginning of the most peaceful era in human history, where Prophet Isa will rule with justice and wisdom. But it will also be one of the last major signs before the final hour. The story of Yajuj and Majuj is a lesson and a warning for all of humanity. Lessons to remember. Power and arrogance mean nothing before Allah's will. Yajuj and Majuj, despite their strength, were wiped out by a tiny worm, proving that true power belongs only to Allah. Faith is the ultimate refuge. While the world fell into chaos, the believers who remained with Isa were saved only because of their trust in Allah. The trials of the end times will be greater than anything before, but those who hold on to their faith will survive and witness Allah's mercy and justice. The final signs of Qiyamah. After a period of peace, a new darkness will arise. The sun will rise from the west, marking the point of no return. The beast of the earth, Dabatul Ard, will appear, sealing the fate of the disbelievers. Eventually, the trumpet will be blown, and the day of judgment will begin. Are we prepared for what is to come? May Allah grant us knowledge, wisdom, and protection from the trials ahead. Ameen.